Hey, how's everybody doing? I did a video and I went through a lot of gematria and I did a lot of pausing, but I really feel like I'm wasting your time. It wasn't jaw breaking. I'm just going to I'm just going to do a quicker version of it. This was interesting. When I first started learning, about the truth. It's a Facebook post from 2017 and it's just the CBS show, CBS News Monday morning. And they're just showing you the sun god. Anytime you put a face in the sun, that's sun god symbolism. A face in the moon, it's the moon goddess. You've made it. It's Sunday morning, and there's the sun god, the face in the sun. So, and then there's Jane Polly. Of course, she's a witch. You got all their Christ Mass trees, the pagan holiday celebration of the rebirth of the sun coming up with the sun god symbolism. And there she is. I want to show you this in a minute. You see that face? Look at these pagan faces right there. Look at that one eye symbolism, sun god symbolism, the tree goddess, the moon goddess is the tree goddess. Um, that's why there's a female angel because it's Lucifer on top of the tree. It's a female angel. There's no female angels in the Bible. And look at that. More sun rays, just like the Catholic Church got the rays of the sun all over the place, or chalice. That's what the Eucharist is when they hold it up. It's pagan. Look at that pagan head right there. So that was from a Facebook post. I didn't even reshare it. Y'all get the idea. Um, Interesting. December 2017. Yada yada yada. Y'all. So I'm watching Tenet. I'm starting to break it down. The G comes up right away. It looks like the Green Bay Packer G, doesn't it? Georgia Bulldogs got a big old G, on the same exact G on their helmet. Green Bay Packers, same exact G. And of course, it's for the club, which they tell you it's for generative principle. They tell you it's for geometry. They tell you it's for God, their God, Lucifer, Satan, whatever you want to call it. Yo, I think it's goddess. Everything's about the goddess. Lucifer, the moon goddess. You got the goddess, Queen of Heaven, Queen of the Universe, Mary, the Catholic Church, all about the goddess. Everything's about the goddess. Goddess, goddess, goddess. The obelisk is the sun god, and the womb is the moon goddess. It's the dome. She's birthing the Antichrist spirit. And of course, Trump and IPEC Go 2 comes out of that womb. So I think the G stands for goddess. I could be wrong. But they show you that immediately. 34 seconds in, but the first 2 seconds were dark. So literally the 32nd, 33rd second of the movie, the G pops up. Go figure. I started the Sator Square. I did all 5 words that make up the Sator Square. I did just the 3 words because twice they're backwards to make up the Sator Square. Didn't get a lot into gematria. I showed it. I'm going to put these in the comments. You can go down and look through them. I'm not going to waste your time with it because I did in the first video and it was loading. It was actually loading. And I'm like, your videos have got to be, they got to move quicker. Nobody wants to watch you scroll through gematria. But I'm going to tell you what I do want to share with you. National Opera House comes up very early in this movie, and the camera goes right to it. National Opera House. Now, I'm sure we could gematria that, but it's got the lion facing the lion. Could it be the 2 trumps? I don't know. Um, or the Antichrist and the false prophet, but there's the lion. And not really sure how that fits into Trump's. I think Trump's, I'm not really sure. It's not his exact coat of arms, obviously, but if anybody wants to really check it out, that's it right there. You can screenshot that, crop it, and then look up Trump's coat of arms or Mar-a-Lago's coat of arms. But when I gematriaed that, National Opera House, I did get Donald Trump, Mike Pence, 666, which bounced off of their 125 and the 209 of the English and simple gematria. Donald Trump, Mike Pence, which remember comes to 666 in Jewish gematria. Well, that's a bounce. That's a exact bounce off of them showing you this. They're giving you the 666 in the Jewish gematria. Remember, Don Drumpf comes to 666 in English gematria, but that's not what that is. That's the Donald Drumpf, Mike Pence in Jewish gematria 666 combination. A code word was "We live in a twilight world," and the other code word was "There are no dusk at friends." You had to say one, and then the other person had to say the other, and that's how you knew you're on the same spy squad or whatever. So didn't see a whole lot. There are some, look, there's some things in all of them. I'm going to put them down there and let y'all peruse through them. I'm not going to waste your time with it. I could go all the way back through again and just show you the ones that were pertinent, because I did some scrolling, and that's wasting your time when I'm just searching on my own for it. And so let's just continue with the things that matter. There's a train scene where the guy's getting his teeth pulled out. He's being tortured by these spies, and a train rolls by and it's got the T. That's the first thing you see. That's the first letter you can see on the first train car that's perusing by. T for Trump, big deal. It's not anything earth-shattering. So you can see I was prepped and ready to load. But I was just like, cut it short, redo it. So let's go ahead and show you something else real quick. And we'll go through your comments, because I didn't go through the comments and probably wish that I should have. After I hung up the phone with y'all, I was like, yeah, you should have went through the comments. So we will go through comments. I gained a Facebook friend. I gained a YouTube subscriber over the last 30 minutes, because it was 5:31 when I began all this. If you go to manage channels, there was an interesting line in the movie on free will. It pops right up.
How can it move before I touch it?
How can it move before I touch it?
How can it
How can it move before I touch it? Talking about this bullets. They go up, they go back. It's reversing of time. Everything's inversion.
move before I touch it?
All of Trump's movies are about time travel, right? You got Back to the Future. Batman really wasn't, but so.
From your point of view, you caught it.
But from the bullet's point of view, you dropped it.
From the bullet's point of view, you dropped it.
Got it. All this time inversion, reversing time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause comes before effect.
Cause comes before effect. So not until the Jews worshiped this and kept messing up did God finally decide to bust it all up, put them captive in Babylon, and make everything available to Gentile flesh also. No, everything's scripted in God's world, down to what you're going to eat for lunch tomorrow.
No, that's just the way we
No, that's just the way we see time. Okay.
see time.
Well, what about free will? The man says. Got to bring up free will. That's a must, isn't it? She's going to explain that you do have free will, of course. Just like at the end of Al Pacino and The Devil's Advocate, free will, he screams. My greatest weapon, or man's greatest downfall, whatever, I don't know.
What about free will?
That bullet wouldn't have moved it.
Well, the bullet would have never have moved if you hadn't have put your hand there. So of course you made it happen. Free will is still in play.
If you hadn't put your hand there.
Mm.
Either way, we run the tape.
Either way we run the tape, you made it happen, bozo.
You made it happen.
All right. I don't know. Just thought it was a little funny how they always throw those little innuendos in movies. Let's go to the comments. But I am watching Tenet. I really do want to break it down. I do feel somewhere in that movie Tenet, via gematria, they're going to give us abomination that causes desolation or Trump assassination date. I did bring up some dates. I do now have dates from the gematria that I studied, and I have made a folder gematria dates. Sator Square, all 3 words, came to October 19th, July 20th, March 29th, and July 16th. I'm going to put these to a spreadsheet, so I'm always going to have dates in there that the movie Tenet was giving us clues as time goes on. National Opera House came to July 21st, March 23rd. Not that it matters now. There are no friends at dusk, November 23rd. Oh, it also gave us November 23rd. There are no friends at dusk, which was part of the code words they were giving us. So it just dates to look for in the future if nothing happens for a long time, right? Just something for us to, I don't know, keep feeding the monster. Is that what we're doing? I guess. I'm ready for it all to come crashing down now. Anyway, let's go to the comments. Did we already cover these comments? Those 2 pink light smirks won't last. If I've already gone over these comments, y'all go ahead and say goodbye. This will be the last thing I do. But in case I didn't, I did want to give them some airtime. Applesauce says I roll with numbers 2. A Winter to Remember Sledgehammer song was released 4/21, same day Prince died. Yeah, that was interesting. We went over that. We did. Blown away by this Alabama Ghost in the Machine reference, the Welcome to the Machine video. That's some pretty heavy stuff. The throwing of the shoe mentioned. I'm sure you mentioned this, but the 153 is referring to, yes, the 153 fish that they caught, which I think is the church. He said, I'll make you fishers of men. And they went out and they cast their nets and they caught 153, which is a triangular number of 17. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8, all the way to plus 17 comes to 153. Just like 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way to plus 36 gives you 666. Throwing the shoe, do you recall when they threw the shoe at Bush? And so that was interesting.
Stop taking antibiotics to treat.
I mean, she did. Jamie put that together, so that was pretty cool. When Bush had the shoe thrown at him. So they're talking about the gator throwing of the shoe. Or did I miss it? Did it happen up front? Ah. I guarantee you that guy was a shoe throwing expert. And that was all planned. I bet they rehearsed that 27,000 times. Right? That guy knew it wasn't coming to him, didn't he? How did he know it wasn't coming to him? Wouldn't both people have ducked? I mean, I don't mean to sound stupid. Ah, he didn't even blink. There's no way that wasn't staged because both dudes would have just went down. He's smiling. Nice shot, Joe. That's my cousin. My cousin's an expert shoe thrower. He throws knives. He's a knife thrower at the circus. We're going to let him be the shoe thrower. Folks, come on, man. Cracking me up. So, good one there, Jamie. I mean, seriously, it's good stuff. The shoe throwing, somebody else said shoes have soles. And so the throwing of the shoe might have been something about that. I don't know. And of course, there is NASA in Huntsville, Alabama. Right on. Oh, fake. It's Hollywood with launching pads. NASA is. What that's why when we watch them here in Florida, it always looks like it's going right out over the ocean. Because they are. They drop right, crash. It's what do you call it? Drones. Those rockets ain't nothing more than like drones. They just launch them out and fly them out there in the ocean. If there's any low-level satellites out there, great. They're not in outer space, I can assure you that. There's no such thing as outer space. Was that commercial about the Super Bowl 2019 because the Joe Namath 1969 Super Bowl guarantee was all in the news again, but it's 50th anniversary. I think we did read these. Yeah, it's connected, she said. If so, yeah, it's connected. And yeah, we did do that because I told you it was many fish. Hebrews 10:31, fell for things that fall in the hands of the living God. I think about the shoe. I remember this December 22nd, 2001. The shoe bomb attempt failed. Bombing occurred. American flights 1963, December 22nd. Ooh, remember we got the 22nd down there because of my 22. All those 22s, we got the 22s. I went ahead and threw the 22nd in, all the 22s in my life, and the movie Till Tuesday. And Jamie might have hit the nail on the head with this one, y'all. Bomber. December 22nd, 2000. Ooh, and it's 2001. Ooh, and shoes have souls. It was Jamie that said shoes have souls. Shoe Bomber, December 22nd, 2001, Flight 63. Look at that. In between Paris and Miami, wearing shoes packed with explosives, which he unsuccessfully tried to detonate. Folks, I think Jamie's on to something. I thought of the 22s because of my 22s. There's Till Tuesday, which was in Donnie Darko, and Jamie comes up with a shoe bomber. Jamie and I are making a gematria connection, a non-gematria connection. And remember, my ex-wife, who makes up all of these numbers with me, you know, remember her number, my number? They alternate back and forth, 127, 627 for over, I don't know, actually sit in the middle from the year we were married to 2022, which was our address. And remember, that would just confuse y'all if I went into that a little bit. But the 127 actually begins when we got engaged and all the way through 122. It alternates. But let's not forget that my ex-wife her birthday is 10/28, which is when this cold full moon goes full. So, and when Tower 2 fell at 10:28 a.m. So, and I always told you we were, her second marriage to me came to 88. Trump, Twin Towers. Trump Towers. Twin Towers, the Twin Trumps. So, I don't know, man. Still looking at that cold full moon, right? We're looking at it like it's going out of style. What if something happens to Trump on the 22nd, but he doesn't die until that cold? I don't know, man. We're just speculating, right? The big Saturn conjunction's coming up next Monday. I'm going to get my car worked on. So, hey, if I'm at the Jenkins Nissan dealership and I look at my cell phone, it's like, whoops. Hey, take that car down off the rack, guys. I need to get home. All right. Anyway, love y'all very much.